Back. Kate. What do you want to yell? Okay. Oh shit. Yeah. Anyone else got anything they want to yell at? People? Scream? Alright. Let me have a sip of my blackberry bramble real quick. Okay. Last we left off, piece of shrimp in my mouth. There we go. After defeating the mutant hybrids, the group turned their attention to the corrupted heart of the mine. Huh. You all destroyed it swiftly, causing the glowing blue ore veins to vanish completely, leaving the mine devoid of valuable resources, as these veins had corrupted everything. You took samples of the mutant's blood, I think, and then shifted your focus to the miners' camp outside, hoping to uncover more clues or to locate the foreman. Found the foreman, who had been gruesomely murdered, and his body arranged in an elaborate macabre display resembling an art piece. Sumaji recognized that the entrails from the foreman had been crafted into a symbol representing a leshen, a dark forest spirit. Among the foreman's belongings, you found a letter revealing that the Dominion planned to send operatives to recover the blue ore the miners had been harvesting and clean up the scene, and they referenced this blue ore as blue blood. Sensing an opportunity, you all prepared an ambush, laid traps throughout the mine, and waited for the operatives' arrival. At dawn, the operatives arrived, were quickly split up. Some were lured into the mine and killed by the traps by Tero, while others were attacked and slaughtered by mysterious, shaggy, white-haired, giant-like creatures that appeared and vanished within a sudden blizzard. Amid all this chaos beforehand, Abraham consumed the brain of one operative, gaining a vision of the same older tiefling man Sumaji had seen earlier. This tiefling appeared to be running an operation out of an icy palace involving orphans, injecting them with his blood to create these very operatives. Also, Scooch rebuilt Penny out of materials and tools found in the mines. Bewildered by the events, the group burned the bodies of the miners, operatives, and the foreman before setting out on the road to Hrungar. So, it's early in the morning as you all make your way up the winding road out of the quarry where the mines reside. It's cold, slight breeze in the air. Your destination is Hrungar, which, if weather is on your side, and judging by your map, will only be about a 2-day trek. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, you're leaving the mines and walking through this forest and then out onto the tundra towards Hrungar. You saw like these like 8 to 10 foot tall like shaggy giants wearing like with like antlers, and they were like leaping around pretty crazy. And one, from where everybody was down below, like 50 feet down, 100 feet down below where the rest of the people were, one of them grabbed one of the operatives, ripped them in half, and like, or like didn't rip them in half, but like threw their body directly to where you were, like 100 feet up on the quarry. If nobody recalls, Volkill was where I said you all got apprehended session like before the campaign. But if I recall, nobody put on their backstories where they might have come from on Lunadair, so it's kind of up in the air. However, no one is from the Rime Dominion. Sure. But well, Sumaji got a 5. You got a 4. Um, I will let you describe what Sumaji might think, because I can't figure it out what to say. What to say. Oh, huh. Right, 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 right. Me neither. What do you think? Man, what a good series of rolls to start off with. If it's not in your document, it's in our chat on Discord. Wow, you guys suck. After a couple hours of travel, we'll say, you can do 2 hexes a day. So as you get into your second hex at about 10, or your first hex at 10 a.m. ish, the sun still hasn't risen yet because, you know, the joys of a place so far north. However, on the road, a tree has like felled and fallen across the road. A large, sturdy pine tree just poof, completely blocking the road. It looks like it was cut. Sure, make a stealth check. Yeah, no one in the party was no. Yeah, no one was seeing you. So Tero disappears. You don't see Tero. Stealth check. You have advantage because you got a duplicate of yourself standing in the middle of the road. Okay. So there's just a stationary Samira. Okay. Okay. So Sumaji, you turn into your hybrid form, and what do you do in your hybrid form? Okay. As you're going to lift it, about 4 or 5 people come out of the bushes from the side of the road, weapons drawn, like short swords and whatnot, and they see Sumaji, and they're like, "All right, everybody, just hand over your gold, and you're free to go." They're all dressed like in heavy furs. They got like these hide masks to keep their faces out of the wind, and they're just heavy furs. They look real grubby and dirty, and they're like blending in with the trees. Like their cloaks are covered in like sticks and pieces of like shrub. Quick, grubby, grab those coins! And you see like scurrying towards like where the coins are going in the snow is this chubby little halfling, just picking them up. Yeah, he's standing like right beside you, basically. Oh fuck! Okay, yeah, go for it. Yeah, do whatever you're doing. Oh yeah. How do you kill this guy? The other people look at their leader just get decapitated. They put their weapons away. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and they just scamper off into the woods. Uh, Let me see. Yeah, in the direction of Tero. Yeah, you see this like leading the pack, running away is a chubby little halfling. Just like, oh god, oh god. They got 2 coins. Correct. Okay. Um, what is what does this look like for me and you? Perfect. Yeah, go for it. With advantage because you're hidden. That hits. So you do get sneak attack. Yeah. How do you kill the halfling? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, just poof, drops in the snow. The guy that was beside him is just like, they're in the woods! And is like looking around, pulls out his sword, and then runs in a different direction. There are no bandits left. They've all scattered. The other two scattered. Just gone. No, they're gone. They're running away. This human head kind of just rolls in the snow, mask on. The chin is like really smooth of the face because you only get like the lips down because the mask covers eyes and nose, but they've got like a very very like rosy cheeks from like the cold, and their chin is just like pretty smooth. A couple little like hairs, stubbly hairs, a wisp of a mustache maybe. You guys actually don't see the one Tero killed. They're hidden in the bushes where they ran. I couldn't hear you, Sam. The halfling also has like a pretty barefaced chin, couple little hairs, wispy little mustache. I mean, Abraham would probably be the easiest because Scooch is up in the air. Okay, go for it. How long does minor illusion last? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. Yep. You see Sumaji's hand like going through it because Sumaji's like, yeah. Uh, yeah. They have the 2 gold that they took from you from the snow. A locket like falls out of their pocket, like a gold locket, into the snow. Uh, yes, you of the halfling or the head, the halfling. Probably like late teens. You see a halfling who looks like they're probably 16, 17. Matches the build of the one dead in the snow. Uh, they're with like a human who also looks like they're in their late teens, with like a wisp of a mustache. Kind of matches the facial hair of the severed head you have. There's a orc, same age, and a tiefling with like green skin, same age. And they're all in like grubby clothes, and they're just standing in front of like a really shitty little shack and just smiling. Yeah, 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 yeah. You can find them. Something quickly slithers out of the halfling's ear and disappears into the snow. There's no tracks in the snow or anything to indicate something burrowed out of the head into the snow. Hmm. Okay. Uh, you saw what looked like a tiny little long shadowy shape, like a worm almost, slither out of the ear and disappeared into the snow, but there's no trace of it anywhere. Like it just disappeared. Just leaving the bodies in this, just in the snow. Oh, and not. What about the head of the human man? Okay. So you're ripping the head off of the halfling. Okay. Or taking the head off of the halfling. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so, okay. You dig through the. Sumaji's closest to the human's corpse, the headless human corpse. Do you dig through their pockets as well? Okay. You find a couple really old pieces of jerky, a couple copper pieces. And he has a silver ring on his left hand that is set with a little indent, like a symbol in the ring of two crossed over swords. One sword is broken in half, the other is perfect. On to you. Nope. Okay. Because it's very cold, it's going to take a few hours to dig a grave for both of these people. Yeah. no, regardless, it's going to take some time. So we'll say you guys spend 2 hours doing that. Alright. It takes about 2 hours, and once the bodies are buried, that's when the sun slowly begins to rise. So it's dawn. Dawn has begun at noon. Whoop, there it is. It's like, yeah, it's like sockeye salmon, and then there's also like someone's also like dehydrated the salmon eggs too, and they're kind of in there tucked away. The eggs, would be better for bait than for eating. Oh yeah. But as you all carry on, you begin to exit the forest. After a few more hours of walking, the wind picks up a little bit because now you're in the tundra itself. So no vegetation. There is vegetation, but it's like tiny little shrubs and whatnot growing out of the ground. But it's just like flat, rolling hills occasionally, covered in just snow and ice. And three hours into the walk, the wind picks up significantly again. Can somebody roll me a D100 and we'll see if we get a blizzard? $59. So there is a blizzard. So the wind picks up as soon as you get out of the forest. A couple hours later, a blizzard kicks in. Who is navigating the party through the blizzard? Well, when you do it. 14. You would also know you have about 3 hours of sunlight left, because the sun rises at 12, sets at 6. So as you're walking, and you are navigating, you are leading the group through the blizzard. Just the best person to do it. Top two. Okay. Let me find what I need here. Okay. So Samira leads you all through the blizzard. Can somebody else roll me 2d4, please? Just a reminder, blizzards extinguish open flames, disperses fog, erases tracks in snow, and makes flying by non-magical means impossible. Or nearly impossible. 4. Okay. Also disadvantage on sight-based perception checks if you don't have proper eyewear. Okay. You're walking. It's cold. It's real windy. After about an hour, the ground changes. You were walking on like a somewhat of a traveled road. It was like packed snow. Now it feels a little deeper, and it starts to feel like it is a blizzard to be hard to see. I would like everyone to make perception checks, please, with disadvantage. Unless you're wearing something that you can see out of over your face. Yeah. I assume Scooch took the welder's mask back from Abraham. Okay, so disadvantage for everybody else. And just straight rolls for Abe and Scooch. Probably not. Yes. No, this is sight-based. 12. 9. Abe, what'd you get? Perfect. You just saved the party from death. Scooch, what'd you get? Cool. You both saved the party from death because Samira is just about to walk you all off a cliff. So, if you look on the map where your little thing is, you're basically on the edge of the map before plunging into the Tinefall Depths ocean. You catch Samira, and yeah, she stopped right on the edge, and it's a good 300-foot drop into just ocean and craggy rocks down below, directly beneath the feet. And the blizzard is still like... No, that's why you couldn't see, because the blizzard is just basically blanketing everything. So you would have just, if you would have kept going, woo! So Abraham and Scooch are the ones that are like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's just blizzard. It's whiteout conditions. Just your footprints, the tracks you have made are still there, but they do get covered quick. So you wouldn't be able to like follow them back accurately. So basically, before you have left, right. The tracks kind of go back the way you came, but you got to show it. No. You don't know where the road is. You left the road about an hour ago, so the tracks would be gone. And the map's not. The map might help. So since you're lost, I'm just gonna remove where your token is, so you don't know where you are. Okay. Also, as someone in real life who's experienced blizzards like this, you think you're going one way and you get easily confused and turn around. It's you don't know which way's up or down. Yeah. Yeah. Scooch is leading the way. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Since you're following the cliff face and you have a distinct edge right there, every couple of steps, whoever is closest to the edge, you can kind of feel some of the snow like break away. Like 1 foot fall. That's not going to be a stable footstep, so let's just step over here for a second. Because it's not perfectly straight. It is going to like... Yeah. Yeah. You just have to, for this, flying during a blizzard is you fall at the end of your turn if you're still flying. So you just can't use all of your flying speed and you can't hover. So it's just like, eh. Every time you feel the ground give away, it's a little bit of like a whoop, clench, and flutter the wings. Okay. After about 3 hours of this just treacherous cliffside walk, the blizzard comes to an end. And you're still in the same hex because the hex is 12 miles. But as the blizzard ends, during the blizzard it starts to get dark. And by the time, and just as the blizzard ends, the sun has already set at 7 p.m. So it's dark out. You are in the middle of fucking nowhere. The road, you can't see the road from where you are, and there's nowhere to take shelter. So you're on this cliffside. Now you can get a good look at the cliff face. It is like up and down and like it totally like jagged, and it's just a drop to like jagged rocks and ocean below. You are severely off the road, and yeah, there's no, you can't see anything to make shelter or take shelter in for miles. I mean, what's the moon like today? Oh, the blizzard just ended. Garrett rolled a 4, so it was only Garrett rolled a 4, so it was only 4 hours. So it is a waning crescent. Yeah. So it's just like a sliver of a moon in the sky. You can barely see. You see a tiny little sliver. So there's not a lot of moonlight reflecting off of everything, so it's pretty dark. And even those with you with dark vision, you can see 60 feet out or more, depending on your dark vision. But beyond that, it's just tundra wilderness. Yes. Yeah, sure. So you're just gonna like fly down off the cliff to like get a peek? Okay. Uh sure. Make me investigation, nature, or survival, your choice. About 35 feet down from where you're standing, roughly, is a tiny little 10-foot wide shelf of rock that is relatively flat. And it's underneath an outcropping, so there's shelter a little bit. It'd be a tight squeeze for everybody, but that's all you can find. It's a 10-foot wide little shelf that's about 25, 30 feet down. People would probably have to use like non-flying people would have to use like ropes and stuff and climbing down to get down to it, with the risk of falling. You guys are just on the cusp of getting exhaustion for forced march. Okay. Perfect. All right. So you all head east back towards the road, bringing us to 8 p.m. As you all get to the road, I would like everyone except for Scooch to make Constitution saving throws. Oh, that's a level of exhaustion for Tero. This is not going to be nowhere near as bad as last campaign when you guys were like going the Underdark road and you guys each got like 5 levels of exhaustion almost. It was good. All right. Complimenting me doesn't keep you safe. All right, so anyways, yeah, I don't remember. Tero, yeah, level of exhaustion. Samira, what'd you get? You're fine. Sumaji. You're fine. Abraham. You're also fine. Alright, so you're back on the road. Sure. Roll me a survival check. Are you building it off the road? Okay. Just gets trampled during the night. $22. It'll take you about 2 hours to build it. Sure. Okay. Alright, give me a survival check. You find 2 or 3. You find, oh fuck, what are these berries that are in the Arctic? Or it's a bush that only grows 1 berry. And you find like just 2 of these orange berries, 2 separate bushes. Cloudberries! 1 berry per plant. That's what they are. So you find 2 cloudberries. Yeah. Sumaji, you would know that cloudberries are extremely rare because they only grow one per bush. So the fact they found two is nuts, and yeah, they're edible. They're like these, yeah, they're like these orange berries that are like, they kind of look like a raspberry, but not as like flat. They're kind of like, they look like a cluster of like blisters. That's the best way I can describe what they look like. But they're amber colored. They're often called nature's candy. You would know they're rich in vitamin C. When eaten fresh, they have a distinctive tart taste. If overripe, they have a creamy texture, somewhat like yogurt, and a sweet flavor. Alright. Anyone keeping watch? Yeah, because the tundra isn't like, the ground isn't like super deep in the tundra, so once you get the bushes away, you're at dirt. So, like, it's... Yeah. Sure. Okay. Okay. Sure. It will start to freeze. Alright, cool. Alright, yeah, you peek out your head. You peek your head out at one point while everyone's sleeping, and you just hear what sounds like distant thunder. Kind of just sounds like it's echoing all around. But sure, make a perception check. About back in the direction of the cliff face. Just no. But like the thunder is like so loud the ground kind of like if everything kind of shakes a little bit. Yeah. Who you grabbing after 4 hours? Because that's really all you need is you just need a trance, right? So, all right. So around 2 a.m. you wake up Tero. Tero, you have the benefits of a long rest. Sure. Tero, what are you doing? Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, you also hear what sounds like thunder, but it's a little bit closer than the cliff face. And the ground shakes as well. You have dark vision, so perception check. And I'll give you advantage because there's no distractions right now. Oh, we're right there. We're right there. $12. Another roll of thunder. Much closer. The ground shakes a little bit more violently this time. No. That's why you don't see what's coming from behind. That's not thunder. It's footfalls. And you look up just as a massive leg of stone, the size of a cliff almost, just steps over you. Who disturbs my slumber? This is a titanic not monster, but like a titanic creature made of rock and stone. And when you look back in the direction where you came from, a large portion of the cliff face is gone and is walking across the tundra away from your campsite. And that's where we're going to go to break. See y'all back here in 10 minutes. Bye! So yeah, Tero, you see this massive humanoid shape of stone just step over you and the camp and just keep walking to the east. No, you all have... No. No, you all sleep through it. You do. You all sleep through it. And yeah, the cliff face... You look back towards the cliff face, and it's like a little less than it was, and this thing just keeps going and going to the east. And eventually disappears from your sight, Tero. Perfect. And then a few hours later, everybody else wakes up with the benefits of a long rest. Still very much dark out. This group has officially been traveling together for a week. One-week anniversary. As you all exit the shelter, you can see massive circular just indentations in the ground going from the west to the east, stepping over. It looks like they, like whatever it was, there's one directly in front of the campsite and then one about 20 feet over the campsite. Like something stepped over the camp and kept going. I didn't see nothing when I was on my watch. I just heard thunder. Now you can see the cliff. You can see like the cliff face, like the edge of it from the distance, and you can see a huge chunk of it is just gone from this. It's roughly where you guys stopped. Yeah, it looks like it went east, yeah. Yeah, the footprint is probably like 50 feet around. And like nearly perfectly circular, but it looks like just someone took a big boulder and squished it down in the ground and then lifted it up again and then kept going with just a big rock. Yeah. Sure. Okay. No memories or visions from this one. You get a sense it's probably not mature enough to be a fully developed brain. Yeah. Yeah, you just don't get anything like extra from it. Alright, so Scooch is leading the way then. Alrighty. Another day, another chance for a blizzard. Somebody roll me a D100. I will say, this region's no blizzard today. This region has a 40% chance every day. The province of Feld, 25%. Rime Dominion, 85% chance of a blizzard every day in the Dominion. So there's no blizzard today. It is clear-ish skies, but it's still night, so, you know. Clear night sky-ish, dark night. It's, but, you know, moving. Following the road. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. We did hear that the person who runs this town had a connection with the mine, though. Remember? So, or like I imagine most of the workers came from here because it is the only settlement nearby. Or we were hunting in the forest. Hunting. Lex, you know more about Samira than I do, roughly, for this. Do you think Samira would be okay saying they were part of a circus based on their past? Cool. Alright. Traveling performers, entertainers works for me. Yeah, we're just weird and we're getting lost in shit. Yeah, and someone rolled me a d20, which reminds me. Anyone. First come, first serve. Okay. Cool. So you just keep walking down the road. About an hour. You've been walking for a few hours at this point because you got into a different hex. As you get into this hex, there's something laying on the road about 60 feet ahead. Looks like a vaguely furred shape. Pretty small, not that big. But it's draped across the road. As you get close enough, kind of inch closer, it's just a dead dude in furs, just face down on the road. Just like spread eagle, face down. Like heavy furs, like they're like a nomad of some type. Yeah, you roll it over, their entire face is gone and it's just skull. And there's an arrow just perfectly in the head. Like, it didn't, like, yeah, there's like an arrow piercing the skull at the front, meaning that there's no way they could have kept the arrow in if the face was taken off. The way it is, just thunk. And you examine it a little more, it's not wearing gloves, and the hands are like super, like, blackened, like they're frostbitten. A couple of the fingers are like, the flesh is eroded away on a couple of the fingers, and it's just skeletal bone. Yeah. Yeah, do what you gotta do. No, because he's doing something specific tied to his class. Whatever it is for the ability. Yeah, it has to be intelligence then, yeah. Stings like this thing's been dead for quite some time. Like months and months. But the arrow looks relatively brand new. It points to undead. Just laying there in the middle of the road. Yeah. It's just a crudely made stone arrow. Yeah. You digging through it? Okay. You find 150 gold. However, the printing on the gold is old, and you would know the gold is worthless based on how old it is. It is not printed with the visage of a white dragon like all the gold is on this continent, meaning this gold is not worth anything. Yeah. Sure. But the coinage it's 150 out of print gold, basically. Nope, it is not currency. It doesn't count as currency. There's also a bottle of rum. They have crampons on their boots. Yeah. Yeah, they look like they're very old, very rusted. They look pretty unusable and broken and not the best condition. And then you also see what looks like a sort of like envelope with a broken seal. You open up the letter and the ink's all like smudged from just water, but it's like a dried letter, but it looks like the ink was smudged a long, long time ago. And the date on the letter is like 150 years ago. So it would be dated 259 PR. And the gold coins you find, they're stamped with what looks like how do I describe this? Just like a really ostentatious looking sun. All the coins here are stamped with the visage of a white dragon. These coins are stamped with this image of like this brilliant, ostentatious big sun. Well, they don't predate the Rime lore, they don't match the currency here. Yeah, survival with advantage. Yeah, because Bloodhunters use a lot of that, a lot of those. Yeah, it came from the west, based on the way it's like sprawled over and fell. Ocean. Yeah. Yeah, the arrow that killed it's like a wooden arrow with like a stone head, pretty crude. Sumaji, you do have the highest perception in the group with a 13, I believe. As you're like looking up to talk to Abraham and you look back down at the corpse, the left hand of the corpse is missing. Yeah, that's for investigating. I need everyone to make perception checks, and you can do so with advantage, Sumaji. Everybody except for Tero sees this skeletal hand up to the elbow, inching itself along in the snow, just crawling away, going to the west. Yeah. Just the arm up to the elbow, just dragging itself through the tundra and the snow. Sorry, what'd you say, Scooch? Okay. This thing is crawling at like 5 feet every like 30 seconds. It's just a little hand, right? Like a dowsing rod. Okay. You wouldn't be able to get to Frostiron and then... let me think here. Oh, yeah. You could try. It starts like flailing around. Abe does a 19 hit as it's going to scratch out at you. 19. 3 slashing damage. It just slashes across your face. and it just starts, and then it like lifts up like thing from the Addams family, and starts moving at a much quicker pace through the snow. Like, like 30, like just standard 30 feet, just. Alright, so you're all following the severed hand as it just erratically crawls through the tundra and the snow to the west. Is everybody going? Sure. It just keeps going. Doesn't stop. Just straight. It just keeps going. Okay, an hour passes and it's still going. The sun begins to rise. It sets in 6 hours. So it keeps scurrying. Another hour passes and it keeps going towards the west. So you've been following it for 2 hours now. And it's an undead, so it doesn't tire. So it's just like... as you're all running, you hear something. You can hear like something in the sky go, ah! And there's like a bird circling, like a tiny, like a bird of prey circling overhead. Just circling. Yeah, Scooch, you'd be like flying about maybe like 5 feet just under this, like just a hawk, like a red-tailed hawk, just circling and kind of keeping up with the hand as well. Okay. You follow the hand for another hour, for the third hour. Still not breaching into another hex yet. The hawk, seeing all the people chasing it, gives up and just flies off. You keep going? You keep following it? Okay. 4th hour. Just following this scurrying hand. Are you all sprinting or just normal pace? Okay, so nobody's running then. Okay. Okay. Do you keep going? Alright. The 5th hour of following it brings you into another hex. And it is still going. It'll set in 2 hours. Still scurrying. What's the point of this, Sumaji? You're the one who seems the most invested in it. You're sniffing it. Do you sniff all dead things you find? Alright, do you guys keep going then? Okay. Okay, so you're going to fly down and try to catch the hand first. Alright, that'll be contested athletics. Well, athletics for Penny, acrobatics or athletics for the... Alright, you have to beat an 18. It's scrappy little, scrambly little tiny hand. So, whiffs into the snow and the hand just keeps going. Okay. You need to beat a 13. Yeah. So Scooch also whiffs into the snow and the hand just keeps going. Do you walk? It's still going. Try to land on it. Alright. You need to beat a 11. You... Everyone! Amazing. You leap, and it kind of like skitters to the side a little bit, and you face plant hard into the snow, and it just keeps going in the same direction. Can you do that to creatures? Minor telekinesis, which is just mage hand. Nope. Yeah. Sure. 10. Yeah. It stops. It stops. Reorientates itself to the west, and then keeps crawling to the west. Do you follow it? Okay. Another hour. As the sun begins to set. It sets in an hour. This brings you back to the cliffside. To 1 and a bit. It's 8 hours per day. But I've been doing 2. I've been doing 2. You can make it to Hrungar. Yeah. It gets to the cliffside and then just whoop, leaps off. And then just plummets. And as per the rules, it falls Kaploop. It's small enough and extremely hard to see it plummet off the cliff face, and all of you have low enough passive perception that you can't really spot it as it's falling. You have to make a perception check to find it. I'm going to say if you have to beat a 14. Probably no wind right now. So what'd you get on perception? Okay, so over the cliff, can't see it, and all you hear is the lightest little bloop. The waves aren't crazy today. No, it's head east. It was going the opposite direction the hand went. Yeah, he spent 6 hours chasing it. 5 or 6 hours chasing a hand. I mean, someone in your party has a swimming speed and is resistant to cold. Scooch is going into the water. Okay. Beneath the surface. Okay, keep in mind the time limit on everything else on that spell, just to keep Abe safe and not plummeting to his death. Yep. And you have to like pull yourself along with it. I think is how the spell is ruled. I can't remember. I'm going to look at the wording of that. Shove a creature. Yeah. I will let this little bit of fuckery be permitted. So as Scooch over the side into the water, you see the hand swimming down. Like how a squid swims, just like a cuttlefish, just as your eyes adjust. Do you have dark vision? Oh, perfect, even better. You light up the thing and it shines out. The hand is swimming down towards what looks like a series of shipwrecks, like 20 to 30 shipwrecks at the bottom of the ocean. And there are corpses aplenty just pinned under the wreckage and ensnared in just vegetation at the bottom of this ocean. And the hand is swimming down towards it all. No, probably not. Would sink. Yeah, you just see, 10, 20 to 30 shipwrecks, all just extremely old. Most of like the wood in the sails would have decayed at this point, so there's no colors or banners to see. But you do see just a hundreds of corpses pinned under the shipwrecks, pinned under rocks, just scattered about. Some bodies are still like floating, but the water is cold enough because the water's cold enough so the bodies don't actually like rise; they sink. So the bodies are just kind of where they are. Some are ensnared in vegetation, and they're all just really old, frozen corpses. And the hand, you can still see the hand cuddle fishing down towards the shipwrecks. I'm 20 feet, based on like the height that you dived in from. Okay. Do you guys want me to label this on the map for y'all, just for fun? We'll just say old shipwrecks. Make the font a little smaller. Old shipwrecks. All right. So yeah, you relay the information to Abraham. You swim, and then you're swimming down to the shipwrecks. Okay. So you're swimming down. You have a swimming speed because of what we talked about, because you are a puffin. So you, yeah. Yes. Okay. So you swim down. The hand kind of stops on this massive ship, and then crawls through like a gap in the seams of the wood. Just crawls through that. Yeah, of course you can. We're taking risks while everyone else is just cliff. And Abraham is, another one that's taking a risk. Everyone else is like, anyways. True, Sumaji can't read. Oh boy. Yeah. The ship's name is the Sand Runner. You look through and you can see like some like text on the side that hasn't fully eroded away, and it says "and runner," and then you can kind of see like the little bits of the fragments of an S, so Sand Runner. And it's been down here for probably It's been down here for probably, you can estimate, centuries, a long time. You basically stumbled across a Titanic, but instead of there just being one big ship, there's a few of them, of different sizes and whatnot. It's not just massive ships. There's like small boats and everything. And then as you kind of get lower down, yeah, it's easily 20 to 30 was what you could see up near the surface. As you swim down, you're now like, you're probably like 150 feet down at this point, at the bottom of this part. Because this is still pretty close to the cliff wall, so it's not as deep as further out. This is still relatively shallow. It's about 150 feet, and as you look around, even and about like maybe a couple hundred feet out from where you are, it starts to go down and deeper, like a trench almost. And easily, you thought it was 20 ships. The deeper you got down, oh, that's 20 more. Oh, there's 20 more. You're looking at probably 50 to 60 wrecked ships in just this part alone. And this isn't even Shipwreck Plunge on the map, which is all the way over there. But yeah, there's like probably about 50, 60 ships just all in this area, just completely sunk. And it looks like they were violently destroyed. Yeah. Like the ships are like torn apart. The corpses in this ship where the hand crawled into, they're all dressed. You can see like the corpses that are floating in here. The cold water has preserved them slightly, but things have over time have eaten away at them. They're all dressed in like colorful, thin fabric, like very, very thin fabrics that wouldn't be really beneficial to this climate. So you can estimate they probably came from elsewhere. Do you go into the ship? Okay. The claw, the little hand, is in the process of like, it's still scurrying along, like under here, slowly. But yeah, there's corpses aplenty in here. Like the whole crew, like 30 people, just all dead. And based on what you're seeing in this wreckage, it is probably a merchant ship. You can see like crates of goods still sealed, just sunken down here. Bits of them are like, and there's like pieces of like the crates that have like broken open and spilled their content out, which has just been ruined by the depths in the ocean. The hand, no diamonds. But just looking at everything, the hand at some point kind of just goes limp and just starts floating there, unmoving. Yeah, investigation if you'd like. 14. You hear the faintest sound of someone singing. Just from like not in the ship, but like somewhere in the vicinity. And as you're here, you see the crew begin to stir. All 30 of them begin to like slowly like yeah, you're swimming. And you hear the singing, and you get just the feathers on the back of your neck are just like standing up. Do you look behind? Okay. Okay, little mirror. You see hundreds upon hundreds of corpses pinned under debris, shifting themselves under the debris, breaking themselves out no matter how they can. There's like a bisected torso that just pulls itself free from the rocks, and you get a sense every corpse down there is like waking up as you just breach the surface, your head poking out. Oh yeah. Yeah. Up. And then Abraham just floating. And as Sumaji, Samira, Tero to see Scooch bolting up out of the water. Abraham floating up behind a little bit slower. So who's all looking over the side at all this happening? Yeah, so Sumaji, you're peering over the side, and you just see a yellowed skull, just like this, up out of the water. And then another one breaches, just like Pirates of the Caribbean, just like the top half of the skull breaching in the water. Another one about 20 feet away. Another one. Another one. And relatively quickly, hundreds of skeletons just begin like poking their heads up out of the water. And they just begin slowly swimming towards the cliff face. There's hundreds. And they begin just scaling the cliffs. They just begin scaling. They're slow. They don't have a climbing speed, so they're climbing up slow. But it's like there's so many skeletons. It's like in Game of Thrones when the whites are like climbing up shit. It's like a wave of just that, and they're just like slowly climbing their way up the cliff face. And then you all kind of hear a and then the skeletons all just kind of fall back off the cliff face back into the water and sink. And that's where we're going to end the session for the week. So they all just kind of hear that song happens again. They all just kind of detach themselves from the rocks and fall back into the ocean. But yeah, that's that. Good night, everybody. See y'all back here next week for whatever that is. Bye!